changing. Sometimes you never know who's actually going to win the whole thing. Is it going to be Cake, Stango, whoever you're talking about? Right now, we got to think about the people on our stream. You know, it's going to be a Claren and a Forsburn. I think you guys are just having a button check, because it's an actual match.
I believe that they have gotten started, and quick clarification, there's an Absa and a Forsburn. But we will see what happens here. They seem a little bit confused on the stage manager, but it looks like, yeah, they're definitely playing.
Okay. Yeah, they look serious.
So it's Kurgo and Scooby. I'm actually not familiar with these players.
Production let us know that they did not wait. They were told to wait and they did not.
They're trying to game.
They were antsy. I understand why. They said, you know what, Fab, I don't want to hear no yapping. I don't want to hear George either. I want to hear straight. I just want to see the gameplay.
I'm trying to play.
I just want to see the gameplay. That's
Check
it.
how sick my cancels are.
But of course, yes, it is Absa vs Forsburn. And both of us play Absa, right?
Yes, we do.
To a degree. But you've also played Forsburn for a little bit
have.
as well. So
yes,
do you have an idea on this matchup at all?
Yeah,
or?
so for reference here, the day Absa came out, I dropped Forsburn and never touched this character again. I'm like, this is not for me. I personally think that this matchup is slightly Absa favored.
Okay.
And part of the reason for that is because things like F-Tilt and the Cloud are so good at shutting down his setup tools.
Sure.
He can't get the smoke, he can't get the clone consistently,
yep.
And so you end up in a much more traditional neutral game, except that Absa still has her Cloud.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. I think from my point of view, I've been seeing kind of like a kind of differing opinion or a different view, as I've heard people say that Forsburn might win, or maybe it's an even matchup just because of these disjoints that Forsburn has. Kind of similar to Claren, where it's kind of like hard to get in, but as well as that, it's, like, it's not exactly a slow character either. And as well, she can edge guard him very well, but of course, it's how do you differ with the neutral? Forsburn, a neutral guard, in my opinion, very good in the neutral, super hard to kind of stop. When Forsburn gets his game going, we've seen top level Cakes, Forsburn, but you know, it's Cake highlighting them. It is very hard to stop. So we will see how these guys get on, but of course, Scooby rocking the Forsburn, and seems to be kind of in their favor as the Absa for Kurgo right now.
This is that tricky part of the game. If you can close out that kill, unfortunately for Scooby, ends up giving that kill away for free because Absa reaches that point where she gets a little bit arthritis and she can struggle if she doesn't find that raw neutral opener. Of course, same thing is true for Forsburn.
Yep. Of course, kind of the benefit for Absa in this matchup for Forsburn is being like kind of a slight fast faller. So, you know, when he does get up thrown, he's going to feel a couple of combos, right? And that mid-percent is going to feel nice.
I feel like this is like the most comboable character in the game. He's right in that sweet spot where he's a fast faller. He's kind of on the bigger-ish side, but he's also not an Olympia tier fast faller.
Right. Okay, a bit of Cloud combo action with the F-Tilt as well. Can't get the finish on the no up air for you. Still getting the sweet spot forward there and sets up that Cloud with a tick-tick.
And we saw that reverse hit F-Tilt as well, which is a good reminder that we are on 1.3.3.
Yep.
So there's going to be some slight differences from current patch. That is one of them. I think that F-Tilt still would have hit on current patch, but there's some minutia to be aware of.
Okay. Like that Nair pick out, no up air finisher though, still trying to set up the Cloud to put pressure on Forsburn, of course. Like I said before, that's kind of his weak spot, right? Oh. That's where Absa can really exploit the character in this matchup is when Forsburn's off stage, just like any character in the game. But of course, how do you do that and maintain it?
And then we just saw exactly what you were talking about earlier, right? That back air, so potent in neutral and at kill percents. That is something that Absa is going to struggle against in the matchups. One of the things that I think keeps it from being strongly in her favor is that that is so hard for her to fight around.
And honestly, I was getting a little bit scared for Kurgo, you know. Scooby was definitely finding out some mysteries, finding the pieces all together to come back in that game. But
there's some meddling kids in my setup right now.
I'm saying, yeah, Kurgo's that meddling kid, putting a stop to the reverse 3-stock. Either way, good start for Kurgo, a little bit shaky, but can we win game 2 cleanly? Best of 3, by the way. I think a lot of people have been surprised. Me, myself, I didn't even know it's best of 3 until I sat there in a bracket and someone said it's best of 3. I said, oh.
It's going to be best of 3 until your top 48 qualifiers.
Yes.
So at the very end of this block, we will probably get a couple of best of 5s.
Yeah.
Interesting choice of stage here. I actually like bigger stages for fours in this matchup, so I'm curious what Scooby is looking for here. What do you think?
I low-key think it's because Cake picks it, because this is Cake's favorite stage, bro.
Yeah,
I've come to realize.
True.
Cake will, everybody knows, Cake will choose this stage game 2 no matter what.
I don't know why. I mean, it's Cake. I trust Cake, but I don't see the vision. I think this is a really good Absa stage in the matchup because you're going to get the edge guards, you're going to have that rush down capability, and it's going to be even harder for Force to set up.
Yeah, I was thinking Force would primarily, or usually, is a better word, to kind of like bigger stages to set up smoke, hide behind that, you know, set up the walling that you can do. But, you know, maybe this Forsburn knows something else different. Scooby got a different mind for sure.
Breakdance on him, and there you go. Don't even need to edge guard because that DI was not ideal. Sometimes you get a little bit caught on that move because you go to SDI it, and that messes up your DI and makes you swap to the other side of the move because it just sends you whichever direction you are on the side of Absa.
Yeah, it's
so it
kind
can
of
change.
The way I describe it to other people that don't play Rivals is like it's like Rob in Ultimate, except horizontal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know Rob's up air, vertically.
That's
Think of that, but
exactly
horizontal. Very odd. Either way, very confusing me nonetheless. Scooby got to figure out another way to get past it at the moment. Not doing the best. Seems to be just like game one, falling behind kind of early.
Also not threatening that parry. We had an excellent opportunity there just now, or when we're using that cloud to cover the ledge. There are situations where Scooby is opting to shield, or in that case even getting hit, rather than throwing out what is a relatively scoutable parry opportunity.
Okay, yep. Then rip these clones here and there. But okay, let's let the down strong go. Very, very, I think that's like kind of Force main grounded kill move, I would say.
Yes, for sure.
Deceptive range as well.
Oh, you held in. You paid the price. Not too bad, though. Only 45%. Get those early combos out of the way. Sometimes I kind of feel good about that. It's like, nice. I only took like 30, and now they don't have the 0% combos anymore. Like, I'm chilling.
Okay. I like that cross-up back here as well, just kind of get yourself in, going for the unsafe cape. Doesn't even need to floor hug, he just grabs him instead and gets rid of him, honestly. Scooby in a little bit of trouble, Lentini. What can we do?
Yeah, that pummel might have even made the difference. I feel like what Scooby needs to do is find those back airs.
Caught it before you've seen it.
That's exactly what Scooby needs to do. When you're at the lower percents, that is not as important of a tool, but when you're in that mid-high percent, just pressuring Absa, even if it's not going to kill, making her impatient, making her make harder call-out decisions. But wow, speaking of hard call-out decisions, break dancing on him, giving him the force palm, 75% in pure strong attacks right now.
I'm not joking, he did down smash, forward smash, and they all hit, by the way. All hit.
That was crazy.
Scooby knows what he's doing.
I'm still recovering over here. I think Kurgo might be in Scooby's head a little bit right now. And that Nair is putting in work as well. Very impressive how well Kurgo is following the DI, the SDI, to get the right follow-ups on that. Something Scooby's got to watch out for.
This is your tournament stock in winner side. Of course, it is best of 3 guys. I have to keep reminding you, you have to watch out on Scooby's side. What can we do?
Ooh, this is where that back air starts to be important. It's so much safer than these other neutral openers. Sure, you can't get as much off of it, but just putting that into the toolkit, okay. Fair enough. Get that forward air extension. That could do it too.
Sets up the clone, okay, with the forward smash as well, but of course, Kurgo is going to come inside with the cloud. The down smash, though, is going to live.
Doesn't quite kill, but this is an even game if I've ever seen one. It just takes one big hit. The DI is just enough. The counter pick working in Kurgo's favor because those blast zones are so big.
Yeah, they're actually cursing Scooby.
Oh, what a call out! The spacing on the F tilt, getting the Hurtbox extension on the down strong, and that is going to be a 2-0 in Kurgo's favor by the skin of his teeth.
That was meddling, so to speak, Lentini. Honestly,
he was meddling.
That was tough. Like, Kurgo generally was. I thought that Scooby was going to take that with the down strong, but like you said, just space just outside it, F tilt, up air, goodbye.
If it was a smaller stage, there were 2 opportunities there. The F strong, the down strong, either of them would have taken it, but you get what you can. Sometimes that's the way counter picks go. They don't quite work the way you wanted them to. Yeah. And you just have to accept that that's the case. Moving on to loser's side, and of course, always good to see some Absa representation.
Yeah, I mean, I know we'll both be happy about that. Good to see that. So definitely a thumbs up from us. But yeah, shouts to both players, of course. I always like to say that, sometimes I think when it's pools, you don't really want to see your Cake Assault's body around ones. You want to see matches like that. Did you see the passion in that guy's face when he won?
Mm-hmm.
Big fist pump for that
Very
round 1
excited.
win. And I understand why, You want to win your first match on stream, shout out to them. Not everyone can do that. So.
Yeah, I love that events have been doing more and more of this, putting the close seeds against each other from the round 1s, because we know we're going to see Cake Assault
exactly.
later.
I don't want to see Stango versus whoever's mum,
Well, yeah, little Timmy's mum, number 12.
No one will see that. I want to see Jimmy's mum versus Timmy's dad. I don't know. The round 1's
I don't know if Timmy wants to see that.
Yo. Either way, I just want to see some like similar level on stream more than like the top seed body.
Yeah,
and the low
absolutely.
seed. That's how I feel. I don't know how
it was fun.
So
and you get to see like the the more human players, I feel like.
Human.
When I watch these aliens, the top seeds, playing, I'm like, I will never be him. I don't understand what's happening, how you found that timing, how you reacted to that conversion.
Yep.
But when I see these guys, I'm like, okay, I could do that someday.
I mean, yeah, I get what you mean. There's only so much you can kind of understand why they're doing that thing, but at the same time, it's like, why did they choose that option? Like, why did Kate do that thing right there? Why did, Ranganshu did that thing there? But either way, you can only commentate as much as we can, but we're never going to be understanding that top-level play for a while. But either way, let's get to our next set. I believe